Hello, everyone. It's June the 18th. I know we had some pretty tough storms down here last night and everything, but hope everybody's doing okay. And with these temperatures, we should be aware. You know, we don't have a lot of rain in the forecast, but with these temperatures, the humidity and everything, thunderstorms can crop up, and so beware. Just beware. Juneteenth. Juneteenth in West Virginia, a day that we should remember in every way. You know, Juneteenth, right before our West Virginia Day. June the 15th, we celebrated right out here. Jill Upson, what a job that everybody did. It was unbelievable, and we should never forget, never ever forget. The celebration is all about celebrating freedom in this great country. You know, no question, a lot of mistakes made, but we move forward, we clean up, we do better, and with all that being said, we have a great celebrations. Always remember Juneteenth. Please do. West Virginia Day, coming up this Thursday. You know, we're going to do new mural dedications within the Capitol. We're going to be cutting the West Virginia Day cake. We're going to be celebrating a hot dog sauce contest that the First Lady's put together. With the winner of the ceremony is going to be at the Cultural Center. And finally, I'm going to be going to Wheeling and unveiling the Arthur Borman statue at Independence Hall in Wheeling. So it'll be a big day, a lot of celebration, but it should be. Absolutely, without any question, it ought to be a fun day. It ought to be an incredible celebration for West Virginia. West Virginia's birthday. I mean, you know, from my standpoint, it's been an incredible honor being your governor. No question about that. I go back to what I've said 10 million times. I don't want anything. I want goodness for each and every one of you. And absolutely, West Virginia is better today, significantly, than when I walked in the door. Now, but I would say just this. It's taken everybody pulling the rope, hasn't it? Everybody. You deserve so much credit, it's off the chart. It's been a real honor flying with you. It's been a real honor pulling the rope with you. Celebrate West Virginia's birthday. Absolutely, with all in me, I'm telling you, West Virginia is the greatest state in this unbelievable country. So celebrate. All right, I've got to have some help here from Secretary Ruby. You know, we're going to be talking about the Hatfield-McCoy trails that are opening for West Virginia Day. But we're also going to talk about the baby dog bucket list, something that she's going to do this summer, and this is her list. And Chelsea, you're going to have to take it from there and everything, because you were the idea behind this and everything, and naturally baby dog will participate in every way, and she's honored beyond belief, and we're going to have some fun this summer with baby dog. That sounds great to me.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Governor. This is a great way to start your West Virginia Day celebration. So today, the Department of Tourism is thrilled to kick off our summer promotion. So the summer outlook, the summer forecast for travel and tourism looks fantastic, the best that it's been in several years. 92% of Americans say they have a vacation planned in the next 6 months. So we've got a lot of people on the road just waiting to come explore West Virginia. What we've seen over the past couple of years is people like bucket lists. They like a list that they can follow when planning their vacation. And Governor, you know we've been on a lot of those big bucket lists, whether it's National Geographic or Southern Living, Condé Nast. But today we're announcing our own West Virginia bucket list. So this is on our website right now at wvtourism.com. There's also these postcards you can request. But what we've done is we've looked at the top 10 most popular things that people are looking to do in West Virginia. We've put them on a bucket list, and it's a great way to guide your summer travels. So the best part about this is if you take this bucket list challenge and you decide you want to go visit these places, you share them on social media, we've got a sweepstakes going that you can enter to win a free fall vacation. So it's an awesome, awesome trip. It's 5 days, 4 nights, traveling all over the state. So it's very simple. You get the bucket list, you find the 10 things on the list to do, and those include things like a waterfall, a road trip, natural wonders, local restaurants, etc. You check them off your bucket list, you post your pictures on social media, and you enter to win. So, Governor, I'm hoping you can help us kick this off today and that Baby Dog will accept the challenge and be the first one to start the bucket list.
For sure, especially this local restaurant part, But
I think she'll have some ideas of where to go.
Well, listen, she'll do it, and we'll come up with something that'll be a little prize to the grand prize winner and everything from Baby Dog too.
Excellent.
But it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun, and it'll bring lots and lots and lots of folks to West Virginia, and that's what we want to do. So congratulations again, Chelsea. What a job you've done. What a job. And there Baby Dog is. I got all this news about 15 minutes ago. So nevertheless, it says I'm checking off my summer bucket list, and I can't read the other writing, but it says explore with me, and so we'll have some fun. Okay, sounds great to me. Next thing is this gentleman has an incredible record, of catching fish, but Craig Webb just caught a 2.85. It doesn't sound like all that if you just don't know much about this fish, but a crappie in West Virginia, some people say crappie, but nevertheless, growing up in West Virginia, we always called them crappies, and really and truly, they're a fish that is in many ways, as the ones we're catching at least, were the size of a typical bluegill. And sometimes they can get a little bigger and everything, but Craig just caught a 2.85 pound, 17.32 inch black crappie at Woodrum Lake. It is unbelievable. And John Plott caught a 1.7 pound, 12 inch red ear sunfish at Plum Orchard Lake. I absolutely, I am excited as I can be. Look at that. My gracious sakes living. That's a fish on the left and a great catch on the right as well. So, today I'm excited to announce a new record-breaking black crappie, and a red-eared sunfish catch in Jackson and Fayette counties. Way to go, guys. Way to go. It just makes it better. You can't imagine the impact, and I congratulate you, but you can't imagine the impact that this has all across the nation for people that want to come to West Virginia because of the exciting opportunities outdoors and absolutely to have a shot at doing something just like what these gentlemen have done. So way to go, guys. Really proud. Really, really proud. Awfully good stuff. Okay, I'm announcing today a $5 million, these are West Virginia Community Corrections grants, and there are 30 projects. Some of the largest awards are Logan County, the county commission there, $475,000, $450,000 to the Wayne County Commission, and $300,000 to the Marshall County Commission. $5 million in West Virginia Community Corrections grants and everything. Good stuff, great stuff for those counties. I want you all to join me in just a little while here. I think it's 1 o'clock at West Virginia State University and everything. Boy, this is big news and gigantic news for this great school, and absolutely very deserving. Right here in Charleston, we're going to have a new ag lab. It's going to be on the campus of West Virginia State, and I will ceremonially sign Senate Bill 1003, which gives $50 million towards the construction of a new state-of-the-art Ag Lab, which will be located on West Virginia State, at West Virginia State University. I don't know how it gets any better than that, really and truly. In many ways, maybe the school has been neglected to some degree and everything, but what a great school. Absolutely, what great programs they have and everything. And now our Ag Lab will be there. Really, really great. Great stuff. I'm also going to do something here in just a little bit, but we're going to congratulate Chef Paul Smith for winning this really prestigious James Beard Award and everything. We're going to do it in our reception room right out here, and hopefully we have some excitement and some things, for Paul, but just won the Best Chef Southeast Award from the James Beard Foundation. Gosh, dog, that's really great stuff. So that's all I've got for right now. It's a short agenda today, but we'll take your questions, and nevertheless, congratulations to all those that I talked about today.
All right, thank you, Governor. We'll now take questions from members of the media. Our first question today, Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor, and fellow reporters and staffers. And I, too, tip my hat to my dear friend, Chef Paul Smith. What an honor. That's like winning an Academy Award, and it's the first time in West Virginia history. It's great for our culinary scene and our restaurant scene. It'll start filling a lot of restaurants. Governor, with 12 days to go before the fiscal year ends, I'm wondering what indication you have that we're going to get another state income tax cut this year. I know the maximum is 10%, but I'm hearing the revenue triggers and the numbers may not cause a tax cut of that height. I'm wondering if you have a guesstimate right now as to what the tax cut might be. And overall, what's the importance of phasing out the income tax eventually in the state of West Virginia?
Well, Mark, I can talk a long time about this. There is nothing that I know of that would drive more goodness to West Virginia than to get rid of our state income tax. We started down the pathway. We did a great big leap in the beginning and everything. We got 21.25% of it gone right off the get-go. It's still up in the air, whether or not we're going to trigger the other 10% or maybe just shove it back just a little bit more and everything. I wish so much, that shoving back and all the different things, we would just get on to trying with all in us, because everybody is constantly coming up with, the claw. Remember just a little while ago, the clawback on education. We're going to have to send $375 million or whatever it was back. Well, we didn't have to do that. We knew we didn't have to do that. We've done things the right way, Mark. That's all there is to it. And with all in me, I've only got a short period left and everything. But I can tell you, without any question, I have tried to get us on a pathway to getting rid of our state income tax for a long time. And finally, we got there. Now, it was a tooth pulling like crazy to get there. Then we flipped a $1.8 billion, surplus, and then we reduced the income tax by $750 million. It's in the hands of all West Virginians. They spend the money. They spend their money. They spend it here. And the multiplier effects just go and go and go and go. It looks like we're going to end up the year probably maybe just a little bit short of $800 million of additional surplus. You've got well over $1 billion in a rainy day fund, $400 million in another rainy day fund for tax situations and everything. Mark, we have got billions of dollars of surplus dollars in this state, and the health of this state is really, really, really good. Now, with all that being said, we're doing stuff for roads, we're doing stuff all over the place, but Mark, still people want to, I don't know if it's hoard the money for their pet projects. I don't know if it's hoard the money for the time that I'm gone, and then they can absolutely have their pet projects. I don't know what it is, but the pet project, bottom line in this state, ought to always be one thing: put more money back in the pockets of West Virginians. They deserve it. It's their money. It's their money. Look what's happened with Tennessee. Look what's happened with Florida. For crying out loud, everybody in the world, listen to Chelsea Ruby. Everybody in the world is saying West Virginia is the place you ought to go. Well, think what they'd be saying if West Virginia is the place you ought to go and we don't have a personal income tax. Heaven to Betsy. It would be unbelievable. Someday I hope you remember all my cheerleading and all my pushing to be able to get us to do this, because this absolutely is the key to Emerald City in my book. So, Mark, great question, and I thank you for asking.
Thank you, Mark. Let's now turn to Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. I wanted to follow up a little bit on Mark's question to something you said there, Governor. You said there was discussion of shoving it back, the trigger. Could you explain what you meant by that? I talked to Senate President Blair about a month ago, and he had talked about potentially delaying the trigger by a year. Is that what you're referring to? And is that something that's seriously under discussion? Thank you.
Charles, I'm afraid that that what we want to do is we want to say, for whatever the reason may be, you know, let's hold back and delay for another year. You know, I absolutely am a believer that you continue on the pathway and you continue to give X dollars back anyway. You know, I don't know that we'll get there, you know, because, you know, I'm 1/3 of the deal. I don't know that we'll get there. I'm going to try awful hard for us to get there, at least in part. You know, the idea of just delaying for a year and everything, in all honesty, probably what will happen is we'll end up spending the money. You know, and then as government spends your money or gets bloated in the years to come, you know, you'll spend around 3 or 4 times, and it'll be another 35 years before we have another tax cut. That's the wrong thing to do. But I'm 1/3 of the program here, and I've got to get them on my side.
All right, thank you, Charles. Let's now take a question from Leslie Rubin with WCHS-TV, Fox 11.
Governor, there's a lot of talk right now about homeschooling oversight given the tragic circumstances of Kennedy Miller's death in Boone County. I know you're a proponent for school choice, but have also voiced some concern that there may need to be more oversight or strengthening of the existing law on homeschooling in the state. Recently, some state Republicans have come out against any more homeschool oversight, saying that homeschooling is not to blame in this situation and pointing fingers at the state's overworked and underfunded CPS system. Do you think there's enough Republican support to make any headway on changing or strengthening homeschooling oversight in the state? And in your opinion, what needs the most immediate attention from the legislature, CPS reform or homeschooling?
I think it's a, you know, it would be a $64 question if you ask me really and truly. Do I feel like there's enough Republican support and everything to move forward with some oversight on homeschooling? There's no question, you know, that we need some level of oversight on everything we do. You know, I mean, the idea that we don't need any laws, we can just do whatever, we don't need to pay taxes, we don't need to do anything. I mean, you know, I'm not a proponent of that. You know, I truly believe that from what we have just seen, there's some level of oversight in regard to homeschooling that is needed. You know, I want to just point out something on our CPS folks. You know, like it or not like it, I mean, I'm the guy that's trying to always be fair. And I would tell you that we've made big strides forward. We still got a long ways to go. And having the level of tragedy, you know, of Kennedy Miller and everything, we all get that. You know, whether or not the state police dropped the ball a little bit, the DHHR dropped the ball, the education folks dropped the ball, you know, absolutely, everybody, you know, could have done better. And when we have a tragedy such as that, it's just off the chart, is it not? And again, be fair. Again, be fair. I mean, for God's sakes, a living, you have a mom and a grandma that are charged with murder. I mean, let's don't forget that. And let's don't forget the fact that really and truly, we have lost a child that is so sad it's off the chart. Now, with all that, you know, from the standpoint of CPS, have we not made real strides in hiring a lot of extra folks? Have we not made real strides about increasing their pay significantly? Have we not made real strides in response time? You know, and have we not done one thing that with our foster kids that is really good stuff is that I think West Virginia leads the day in foster, you know, placement within relatives. Leads the way in the nation. It's not perfect. For crying out loud, we've been working at this for a long time. But I will promise you, under this administration, we've made improvements, haven't we? You know, and we're still going to continue to work just as hard. I promise you, I will run through the finish line because you know how I feel about kids. And I'll run through the finish line trying to make things better. Back to your question more bluntly, though, you know, we have got to understand, you know, from the standpoint of legislatures and all, you know, that levels of extreme, I can't ever see where in anything that is healthy. Now, that's all there is to it. And absolutely, we've got to be able to find some level of middle ground in homeschooling, some level of middle ground, you know, within foster care or our CPS workers or whatever it may be. If we do that, we'll make things better and better for all in West Virginia. Now, again, I'm not going to be here that much longer. And really and truly, if we don't watch out, you know, we could have a lot of incidences happen in West Virginia as we go forward that we're not happy with. And so I am just saying I'll work and I'll run through the finish line and I will try with all in me in every way to make things better and better. Sure. I mean, for crying out loud, you know, with I think 27,000 homeschool kids in West Virginia, you know, and very little oversight, you know, and, you know, if we don't watch out, a lot of these kids are just going to fall through the cracks and everything. We've got to have a little oversight. Now, nobody wants to be infringed upon our freedom. I am absolutely standing on top of the mountain saying, I don't want that. Do you understand me? I don't want us to infringe upon our freedoms in this country. My God, living, what's going on with the Biden administration today? I mean, they're trying to absolutely just take away everything. It's ridiculous, isn't it? We all know it's ridiculous. But absolutely, we need to just be reasonable in our thinking, logical in our thinking, work together, try to come up with solutions. And, you know, I don't know, you know, how to answer your question any more bluntly than to say, I don't know if the support's there. I really don't.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Let's now take a question from Steve Adams with Ogden News.
Yeah, this is Steve Adams of Ogden Newspapers. I'm seeing where there is a child care center in Fairmont that is closing its doors. And we've had several of these announcements over that short period, a very short period of time. I know you've talked about a special session, obviously, in August that could possibly add some agenda items in regards to childcare. And you obviously have pushed a tax cut, but I know that we're heading towards a cliff here in September with a $23 million shortfall due to the federal rule change. So between now and an August special session, what certainty can you provide child care providers that may think that they can't hold on until a special session and see what obviously you bring up and what the legislature decides to do in regards to child care funding? I know this is an important issue for you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Stephen, let's talk just a second about this and everything. First of all, child care for folks that are coming to the state of West Virginia that are workers, maybe not the retired folks, but are workers. How important is child care? Off the chart. Off the chart. If you can't secure child care, you're not coming to West Virginia if you're a worker with a young family. That's all there is to it. Now, so it's monstrously important, and those folks that are running our child care organizations and everything are caught in a pickle. Now they are. Now some of them have hoarded the money, but some of them, a good many of them, are just trying to get by. They're doing the very best they can do. Now, with all that being said, rules in COVID put some real money there. The rules changed. We all know that, and now the money's dried up. Now, on the other hand, what you've got is families. Families that are paying for child care that is astronomical. It's just unbelievable how much they're paying. And so we need to address it, don't we? I just spoke about the fact that we could very well end the year up with an $800 million surplus or they're close to it. We got to address it. Absolutely, we need to try with all in us to do something to keep these providers working and to do something that makes it attractive for people to move to West Virginia, because we sure need the workers, and to do something that makes it reasonable to where people aren't going out working their tail off night and day to just pay for the child care. Again, to me, when it really boils right down to it, this is just logic, reason. The other flip side of it is we sent up a tax cut in regard to child care and just got blown off. I mean, like it or not like it, but that's the case. We need to pass that. And so with all that being said, there are issues within child care. We need to address them. We don't need to run and dive in a ditch. We need to address them. That's all there is to it. This state cannot move forward without proper child care. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Absolutely can't do it. And so got to do it, got to address it. And I promise you, I'll give it my best, Stephen, that's for sure.
Stephen, thanks. Governor, back to you.
Okay. Well, I've talked a bunch about a lot of things. I'm really proud of Jill Upton and the Herbert Henderson Office of Minority Affairs and everything for the Juneteenth celebration. There's still more celebrations going on. I really, really would push you to at least step back and think about the importance of this day and what it's really meant to our nation, and we need to make it better. That's all there is to it. From West Virginia Day, well, all the stuff we're going to be doing on West Virginia Day. It's going to be neat. It's going to be a lot of fun and everything. Come out enjoy the day with us and everything. And I'm sure that Kathy will appreciate that, and a lot of good stuff happening on that day. You know, Chelsea and the folks really surprised me with this baby dog list or bucket list, but we'll have some fun, and I promise you it will absolutely attract so much attention to the state. It's unbelievable. That's what we want to do. I mean, we're marketing our state. We're marketing the goodness of West Virginia. Absolutely, that the rail trails or that bicycle rail deal up, you know, in Clay County, you can't imagine. You can't imagine the number of people that are absolutely all over that. Millions of them within Facebook, you know, and whatever. It's just, it absolutely is another way of promoting West Virginia. So I congratulate the guys that caught those great big fish and everything, and I love the fact that we're going to have an Ag Lab celebration, and we're going to absolutely, without any question, in just a few moments and everything, celebrate Paul Smith, and what an incredible chef. And so join us for all that. Anyway, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.